All glory, praises, and honor due to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and teachers of the Great Millstone of GMS, and the like-minded men all pushing the same 100% truth doctrine of the men of Great Millstone. Like-minded teachers were pushing 100% truth of great as the men of Great Millstone. And salutations to the elect men, women, and children of Yasharallah, wherever they may be in the world. And so Shalom. So today I'm just going to quickly go through this article that I've seen. I'm going to read the headlines, going straight to the scriptures. The headlines are from the Daily Mail, the 13th of October, 2021. And it reads, Native American origins did not come from Japan. We know that. Scientists debunk popular theory by analysing 15,000-year-old teeth and say the group likely originated in Siberia. Now, for a few scriptures, I'm just going to disprove that for a few scriptures and a few anecdotal articles from a couple of a book and also a encyclopedia, a small encyclopedia. You know, because one thing about these people, they know the truth. But I'm going to quickly go to this scripture first. 1 Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called. I'm just going to go into this word science. It means to know, but we've got to. Here we are. It's
Strong's G 1108. Gnosis.
An outline of biblical usage. Knowledge signifies in general intelligence, understanding. So what they're saying is, by their science and their understanding, that the Native American origins came from Siberia, which is not the truth at all. Psalms 58:3. Here we are. Let's read that scripture. Find that scripture. PSA 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. The poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like a deaf adder that stoppeth at the ear. They speak lies. The wicked are prescribed or described in Malachi, 1st chapter, the 4th verse, which is the border of wickedness, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, who also class themselves as Caucasian, and right now they're called white men. They call themselves so-called white men, they are biblically the Edomites. 2 6:9, Jacob, Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So this is now, that we're coming to the end because Esau is in control. But we're going to stick to this scripture, this article today, and a few scriptures surrounding it. For one, the science, it means to know. This clearly don't know what they're talking about here. They say it's 15,000-year-old teeth, when the scriptures in Genesis, the earth was made in 7 days, which is 1,000 years. I think it's 1 Peter 3:8. So a day to the Lord is 1,000 years to us. Let me see if that's correct. 1 Peter. 8. 2:8, isn't it? So like if it is 2:8. Could be 2 Peter. So like if it is. Yeah, 2 Peter 3:8. Slacky for that. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day. So, and to get more information on that, we can go to chapter 14 of Second Esdras, and it breaks down the spirit. So basically the understanding given to Edris was shown from 2nd Edris 14, and we'll start from around about 9 to about 13, 14. Yeah, but I'm not going to go into that. But if you want to read it, go to 2nd Edris 14 from about the 9th verse down to about actually go down to about the 18th, or read the whole chapter, then you get a better understanding of it. But yeah, the points is around from 9 to say 17. Yeah, and it shows you how the world. So for instance, shows you how the world was was divided into 12 parts. You know, each part being 1,000 years. So yeah, but we're not going to get sidetracked with those scriptures, because I'm going to try and stick to this point here. You know, there we go. We've got scientists debunk popular theory by analysing 15,000-year-old teeth and say that the group likely originated in Siberia instead, when the scriptures don't say that at all. You know, we'll go to 2nd Edris, 2nd Kings actually. 2nd Kings first, to show 2nd Kings 17. Second Kings 17 and 22 to 24, I read. And it shows when King Solomon, in fact, I'll just read it. I'll read it. Yeah. Okay, I'll read from 20 actually. 2 Kings 17 and 20. And the Lord, Yahweh, rejected all the seed of Israel and afflicted them and delivered them into the hand of spoilers until he had cast them out of his sight. For he rent Israel from the house of David, and they made Jeroboam the son of Nebat king. And Jeroboam drove Israel from following the Lord, Yahweh and made them sin a great sin. That account you can find in the 1 Kings 11th chapter, where round about King Solomon, end of King Solomon's reign, where the Most High Yahweh rent and said to Solomon that he will divide his kingdoms. That's in 1 Kings 11th chapter. There for better understanding of that. For the children, this is the point, for the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did, they departed not from them, until the Lord, Yahweh removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants the prophets. So was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon, and from Cuth, and from Ivar, and from Amath, and from Sepharvaim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities there. I read in that these few verses here in 2 Kings 17, 17th chapter, to get to the point in 2nd Edris 13. So I'm going to go to another biblical book that I've got. Here we are. We've got 2nd Edris 13th chapter. Start from the 13th chapter, 40th verse. Right. So yeah, I'll start from the 40th. Yeah. These are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osei the king, whom Shalmaneser the king of Assyria, that's why I read 2 Kings 17:24, led them away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land. But 2nd Esdras 13 and 41, but they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river, and for the Most High they showed signs for them. And for the Most High then showed signs for them. and held still the flood till they were passed over. For that through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, and you can link, namely a year and a half, and the same region is called Asareth. So there's an indicator in the scriptures, I think it's in 2 Chronicles 9 and 21. So it says Solomon received, let's make sure it's a correct scripture. King Solomon, 1 Chronicles 9 and 21, Salakia, received ships every 3 years from the men of Tarshish. Yeah. And those ships were sent to us, there's a hint that those ships were sent, because if so Asareth, yeah? Asareth. Just make sure it's 9 and 21. Oh, yeah. Where is it? Bear with me a second, I'm sure I must find this scripture here. Yeah, 2 Chronicles 9 and 21. I got it right first time. 2 Chronicles 9 and 21. Yeah, so it took a year and a half for the 10 tribes in Northern Kingdom to go to the land where never mankind dwelt. So that goes to show through the scriptures that there weren't as the scientists, so-called scientists put it, they likely originated in Siberia instead, the North Native American origins. Tools used by Japan people match those found at Native American sites. This led many archaeologists to purpose that the first peoples came from Japan. No. As the scriptures just said, they travelled to a land where never mankind dwelt. It's an emblem of year for 45, 2nd Edges 13 and 45. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Asareth. Asareth. So I'm going to put in Asareth in Google. It's a simple Google search. Yeah. I did it earlier, and there was Asareth. Yeah, and if you go to the top, it's the top one, yeah? It's a so-called Jewish encyclopedia. Yeah, and they name it by Morris. So Jewish encyclopedia, Small Hat encyclopedia. These people have got all the information. So the name of and they know the truth as well. So here we are. By Asareth. Morris, Jastrow, Kaufman, Kohler, whatever. The name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man, in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the laws of Moses, which we just read in 2nd Esdras 13:40 to 45. I read. Observing the laws of Moses until the time of the restoration, according to 6 Esdras and the 10th verse, I think that is. No, 13th verse. Oh no. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm sure that's the 13th verse. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. 2nd Esdras 13 and 45. What I've just read. Columbus identified America with this land. See Kai Sergeling's Christopher Columbus, translated by D.C. Gross. You see, so they know that the 10 tribes went there because it's in their information. They know, but they always try and put misinformation out there, like this article. To saying that the Northern Kingdom basically come from Siberia or somewhere like that. And there's another quick book that I've the apostles, elders, and teachers have read, and I've read the first chapter of it, I think. Yep, first chapter. And this is this book here. Bear with me a second. and it is this book, The History of the American Indians. You know, and it goes into detail here. We've got the history of the North American Indians, their customs, etc. This book is The History of American Indians by James Adair. Yeah, by James Adair. History of North American Indians, their customs, etc. So you got the contents here, and he goes into the arguments, observations and arguments in proof of the American Indians. I can't stand that word. Natives, the Northern Kingdom, descended from the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites. So I'm just going to quickly go to an extract of the book and read it. It's on page 13. It's a good book, I think, that you should get it for yourself if you can afford to do that, because it's got a lot of information. You know, I know we're approaching the time of Jacob's trouble and such things, but you know, history is the history, man. It's good to know. It's good to know. So this is on page 13 of that said book, The History of the American Native Indians. From the most exact observations I could make in the long time I traded with among the Indian Americans, I was forced to believe, these highlighted bits, I was forced to believe them lineally descended from the Israelites, either while they were a maritime power or soon after general captivity. The latter, however, is the most probable. See? So they've got it in there. So I'll read the rest of it. This descent I shall endeavour to prove from their religious rites, civil and marital customs, their marriages, funeral ceremonies, manners, language, traditions, and a variety of particulars, which will at the same time make the reader thoroughly acquainted with nations of which it may be said to this day very little have been known. You see? Because Esau always accomplishes a diligent search, and the evidence is out there. You know, and we've got in the scriptures, Ezekiel 37th chapter, the two sticks. So you can read that in Ezekiel 37, from about 15. So it is, from about 15 downwards, 15 to 17, to 20, actually. Explains. So Ezekiel 37, 17. And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in mine hand. And that's what's happening on the shores of Babylon, the shores of America now, where the apostles, the elders, and the teachers mainly are. I know Israel's been scattered across the world, but the main cohort, the main body of Yasharallah is in the Americas, you know. So that's the truth of the matter. But obviously Israel's scattered throughout the whole world. But the truth came out of Babylon, and which is America, you know, for the apostles, elders, and teachers, and their teachers. And this is what manifesting now, and this is what's happening now, you see. So these lies of Esau, Edom can be kind of easily disproved through their own sources of information. Like I just went into the Jewish encyclopedia on Azareth, and the book James Adair, and there's many other sources too, which is the scriptures is the main source that shows you what happened to the Northern Kingdom after Shalmaneser. You know, they were they're taken out of the land. So in fact, I'm just going to end it on this scripture, Jeremiah 15:33, just to prove the point even further. 50 and 33. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. And this is where we are today, where Yahweh Shemashai is performing a wondrous, miraculous work on the earth. All the prophecies are coming true. From the manifestation of the MOTB, which is Revelation 13:16, 13 chapter 13th chapter, 16th verse to 18th. You know, you can see the famines coming, we see the pestilences, we see the earthquakes, and the list goes on and on. Prophecies are coming true. And all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKodash. Again, a hearty shalom to the elect men, women, and children of Yasharallah. And the other one, Ratazah. This lesson was a little bit edifying. Tawada. Yahweh Shai for allowing me to put forward this lesson. Shalom.